All right. I think it's recording. Yes, it is. Okay. Awesome. All to you, Kendra.
Awesome. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And we're just excited to kind of kick off our own thing, seeing what you guys individually need, what we need community-wise together, and to just kind of set the pace going forward. I think we all can recognize now more than ever, community is so important. And without each other, it's that much harder, right? And when we work together and we brainstorm together and we're kind of going and doing the same things, it's just a cohesive nature. And the closer you are to the flame, the hotter you're going to get as well. And that means the hotter your business is going to get, the more lives that you're going to impact and touch. And it's just a ripple effect from there. So, you know, really just a couple of things that we wanted to talk about is, you know, we can go through it and Stacy and myself can count on our hands just the first few people that we talked to. How did we get them to not only be interested in what we had our hands on, but how did we, you know, get this in their hands? And what we do is we get those mini experiences in people's hands. We have some brand new people that are on here and some people that have been with us since the beginning for 2.5 years, and nothing has changed with the fact that we want to get people on Thrive. And you can either get those sample packs out to people, get them in their hands. I personally 99% of the time charge for those samples unless it's for a friend, you know, a friend of a friend. You know, I'm trying to help them, you know, thrive for free as a customer. But most of the time we charge for those, and it's going to give them a taste. And, you know, we have verbiage. If you guys need to change up your verbiage, start a thread in Thrive Life. Say, hey guys, you know, I want to see what you guys use when you're getting your mini experiences out. What is it that you say? Because it could be just a tweak of the verbiage. Maybe you're trying to overpromise what the 3 steps are going to do in 3 days. Right? Sometimes it's going to take them up to 10 days. Like Brittany, I know, popped me in a 3-way message today. She was on here. She had to hop off. And it was just a simple conversation because she was on day 7 and she's like, I'm really not feeling anything. Well, we have to, you know, have that third party validation to help troubleshoot. So don't ever be afraid to ask for different verbiage. What are people using? What are people saying? And, you know, really, how do I get somebody to want a mini experience, right? And that just goes back to sharing what this has done for you. It goes back to sharing straight from your heart, not a copy and paste message, but something, you know, what has this done for you? What impact has this made for you and your life? And really just showcasing that. And I think one area that we can really work on is stories. And Stacy, would you like to talk about stories? Because I think that's a great how to get people interested right now. I think most of us that are on here right now are using stories and utilizing that. But do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I love using stories. And so a lot of times, you know, you have to show people that third party validation, or you have to show them before and after pictures. And I think we have albums in Thrive Life or other places, but what I do in stories is a lot of times I'll hop on, I'll do a little video message, and then I'll probably do, I don't know why I do things in 3s, maybe because I was born 3-3. I don't know. Everything I do in 3. So I'll do like 3 texts that I've gotten from people that say like, oh my gosh, day 1, I can't even believe it. I already feel amazing. Or 3 days in, this is how this person feels or whatever. And I'll probably even pop one in there that's like more of a long term because I want to cast that vision right away that this is going to be a lifestyle change. And then I'll end it with a poll, maybe a little countdown that says I've got 6 of these left. Obviously, minis are always going to be unlimited, but when you create you know, when there's a countdown, it creates a sense of urgency. Like I better get one of those before they're all gone. If I'm not doing, you know, the screenshots of text messages, I'll show before and after pictures, and that can vary from different products too. You know, it could be, you know, 3 people using Sculpt. I always try to do a man in there. Those aren't always the easiest to find, but a lot of times I'll screenshot, stuff that comes from the Le-Vel fan page, or I'll go and search Instagram for specifically like Thrive Experience, Thrive Results, Thrive Experience plus Sculpt or something like that. And then always end it with a poll, and going through and looking at who's consistently looking at my stories too. That's something I didn't do for a really long time. I was more worried about how many people were looking at my stories and not who was looking at them. So if someone looks at, you know, your video, then you do your 3 little screenshots and then your poll, like, it's possible they might be interested. And that doesn't mean that you have to message them and be like, hey, I saw you saw my stories. Do you want to, you know, get some Thrive in your hands? It can just be like, hey, how have you been? You know, so that you're starting that conversation. And if it is something they're interested in, they will come back at some point in the conversation. You know, people want to jump on board with you because they know, like, and trust you. They may see your results and they may not, you know, 100% believe it, but once they get to know you as a person and know that you're genuine and that you really do care about them, then they're more likely to jump on board. I just had a friend that I friended. We knew each other in high school. And we went back and forth for days. And then she said, hey, so I saw you posting about Black Label. I did Thrive a couple years ago, but I didn't do Black Label. I think I'm gonna, you know, I'm ready to order. And so I sent her some credits and she's got the order sitting in her cart. So it's just kind of a testament of like really building those relationships, especially right now.
I love that. And Courtney did have a question. Courtney said, do you write it down every day? Personally, I do. I have my 3-ring binder, and I have just a section, just a couple page section in here for polls. I'm kind of all over the place, but I do try to write those down. Stacy, what do you do?
Sometimes I'm not super consistent about it because a lot of times when I'm checking my stories and views and stuff like that, I'm laying in bed. So sometimes I do, but I know that Kayla Fox does, and she has like a ton of success with that. So that's actually where I learned that from, is from her morning Zooms of like going through and looking at views and like, oh, I don't know why I didn't think to do that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely important. And you guys, word of advice, especially those that are newer in this or re-kickstarting your business, having that ongoing list is so important because you have to touch people 12 to 17 times before they're going to make an honest buying decision. And every 6 months, people have life-changing events. You know, Brittany, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've ever heard of Thrive, but this is the first time Brittany has said yes, you know, and came in, and it was the perfect time because the economy is closed, because the salon is closed, because it freed up that time. So you never know when is it going to be somebody's yes. And if you don't have an ongoing list and you don't have a follow-up sheet to go off from, if you're good at memory, great. I'm not. I'm a scatterbrain. And I'm so sad Facebook took away Friendsversaries. That was my gold mine. You guys, Friendsversaries, when you went to your memories, it was at the end of every day. And that was literally my gold mine. I would sign so many customers from that because I would see conversations that we had. So that is no more. I'm just praying to the Facebook gods it comes back because that's how bad I was at, you know, keeping a super tidy list. But just kind of shifting gears really quick, Brittany, I don't know if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself. Brittany's new, and I think it'd just be really encouraging for everybody to hear her journey. Why did you finally say yes? What got you started? What piqued your interest? And how has it been signing? You've signed 10 customers now, and you've been in such a short time. So just tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, and we're excited.
Well, excuse if my child comes running in here. My husband is still hunting, so we'll figure it out. So I've heard about Thrive in the past. I tried it. I wasn't really looking for anything at the time, so I did like it, but I just kind of passed on it. And then Emily is actually related to my husband. So we had kind of talked about it before, and I was stuck on Weight Watchers. So just because it was working. So I did that, and then as soon as the whole crazy thing happened, I thought I was kind of crazy because I'm like, I'm not making money right now, and I'm going to go spend $150. But I can't hear you. I was going to say.
Nope, you're good. I got myself muted just in case my kids run back in.
And my husband thought I was crazy too. He was like, why is there a box here? And I'm like, oh man. So, but like I said, I was like the first day I was just blown away from it. So I was like, well, I kind of have to share this. I just couldn't not. So, yeah, kind of got some people on board, but like I was talking with you earlier today, that warm market, they're tough. So,
Elaborate on that, because this isn't, I think so many times people think, oh, whether you've been in the business a year or 2 years, you're like, oh, it's easier. And even at the beginning, it's hard because it is your warm market. They're skeptical. They're giving you pushback. So how did you find these 10 customers, and how are you dealing with that pushback right now?
I don't deal with pushback very well. So a lot of people that know me, I'm like a zero BS person. So I'm very black and white. So it's really hard for me sometimes, especially because I know some of these customers really well. So when they're like, oh, it's not working for me. Like one of them I saw in another post today, she had said, oh yeah, I just been sitting on my couch all day. But then messages me and says, I'm not feeling anything. And I'm like, I just saw another post, you've done nothing today. Can't help you there. So I'm like, meanwhile, I've done laundry and swept and vacuumed and whatever. So I guess it'll get through that. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. I mean, a couple of them, no matter, like I've been in a lot of different marketing companies and stuff. And so they've bought things from me in the past. So this is nothing new for some of them. So we'll just work through it.
For sure. And I think that, one thing that is important that Stacy just said is building that like, know, and trust. People like, know, and trust you. So when you reached out, were you reaching out via text, via phone, or were you just strictly posting on social media and taking responses?
Just posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom was probably one of the hardest ones to like talk to her about it, because she is on different medications for blood pressure and all that stuff. So she's kind of skeptical about those things, which rightfully so. And she's very sensitive to caffeine. So we just started her on some of the shakes to begin with, just to get her just product in her hand too. So I think okay, so the company that I'd worked for before that was in health and wellness stuff, so they had a 30-day money back guarantee. So after I had been with them for like probably 2 months, I kind of realized why, because it was like everybody was returning it. And I'm like, that's not okay. And I ended up not loving it either. So with this, I think some of those people had bought from me before. So I think they're thinking, oh, well, they second guess themselves. They're like, oh yeah, I really want to do it. And then they're like, oh, I really need that money back. And I'm like, well, sorry. So it's like they're almost not trying like they should be. So it's really hard.
That is hard. So let me address that really quick, because I think it's something that we've all faced. I face, and it's getting over those objections of buyer's remorse before they buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens is they're excited, they want to feel better, they have more energy, they see something that could help them, and then all of a sudden you help them order, and then the next day they're having buyer's remorse because they're not remembering why they wanted that extra energy,
Mm-hmm.
why they wanted to feel like a better mom or a better wife or whatever that looks like for them. And so that is the power of third-party validation. Okay, some of you use it, some of you don't. I know Stacy and I use it all the time, and many other people that are on here, because, and you've seen it, for example, today as well, just bringing in that third person, because sometimes we're too close to people. And you sharing this with someone that maybe is, expecting it not to work. If you had somebody else coming in and being like, okay, this is why X, Y, and Z, this is what changed in my life, it takes away that buyer's remorse.
Right.
So just kind of a thought for many of you that are on, it just reiterates the importance of that. Stacy, do you have anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I do actually, because I know, for me in the beginning, I was like, I'm not doing third party. You guys know that. And then after that first year at conference, I was like, oh, okay, everything changed when I heard that one person speak on how she went like from 12K to 80K or something. And I was like, fine, I'll try it. But there's even another way around that. If you're not sure and it's awkward and you don't know how to bring other people in, then one of the things that I do that works really well, and I still may even bring in another person later, is that as soon as someone agrees to a mini experience and pays for it, or as soon as someone places their order for 30 days of Thrive, I send them a link to the fan page and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Do me a favor. When you've got, 10, 15 minutes, please go to this fan page and read through some of these stories so that you know what to expect long term. And I say the same thing every single time so that you know what to expect, because they're going to go through and they're going to read those stories and they're going to go like, holy cow, look at that girl's transformation from October 2018 to October 2020. Like that gets them really thinking like, okay, we live in a microwave society. People want results. They want it now. And when they're seeing like, the changes that people experience over a longer, amount of time, then they realize like, okay, I'm going to have to commit to this. And also they're going to see that in their feed constantly. And they're going to start seeing people getting their auto bonus cars. They're going to see us on vacation. They're going to see all these different shout outs and maybe transformations of people that may remind them of their husband or their mom or like their college student daughter. Sometimes people have tunnel vision and don't realize like, oh, this just isn't for me. This is for so many people. And they start sharing those stories too. So that's another really great tool to use for third-party validation. And I do it before they even get their product. And they get excited too.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I just want to say congratulations as well as everybody else here. It's exciting seeing someone come in during this time and not be afraid of what's going on, because it can either, empower you during this time to say, you know what, I have time now. And that's been the one excuse that I've been giving myself, or you can let it paralyze you. And so it's a choice. And I just love that you came out of the gates running, and it's all a mindset. And I'm just excited to see what this is going to do for you and your group of gals, that you get to service in the salon, what this is going to do over the next 6 months, and the stories that are going to come in from less aches and discomforts and, a happier lifestyle, and just the trickle effect that it's going to happen. So it's going to be amazing. But thank you. Do you have anything else that you want to end with?
My kid's being quiet. I should probably go check on her.
Thank you. Appreciate
thank you.
Just exciting times, you guys. And I just think it's just such a great perspective for sure to say, you know what, people out there need and want what we have our hands on. We don't have, no offense, but makeup that's an elective that most people aren't wearing. I'm still wearing these Amazon eyelashes that I slept in the other night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just silly things, but at the end of the day, your health is not going anywhere. But, one thing I want to lead into with that is the conference Saturday, the GOAT Saturday, next Saturday. You're just going to take little nuggets. So, every time we do a Zoom together, there'll be a little nugget, and you put that nugget in your pocket. Maybe you write that nugget down in one of your sections in your 5-star notebook. There's just always those little things that you're going to pick up on no matter what you get on a Zoom, even if it's just a Wednesday night hangout. And the same thing is going to be true next Saturday. You guys, I'm sure most of you already have it on your calendar. It kicks off at 10 a.m. Eastern, or at 10 a.m. Central. They're letting people get on the Zoom as early as 9:30. Now, you can get it on via YouTube. They have the links right in your email. We'll be sure to have those up in Thrive Life as well. Because the event is so long, most likely we won't go live through all of that. Maybe some sections. We'll see about that. But, it's going to be a really good day. And I know Stacy was talking before about hopefully they have some really impactful speakers that are still going to be able to come on and just share their story of perseverance in life, not just in Thrive, but in life in general. And I'm just really excited for Saturday. I know for us, we have an event between 12 and 1, and my husband already knows we're doing a parade. My aunt is retiring, so we're doing a parade, and I'm like, you know what, it is what it is. So we're going with our notebooks. My husband already knows, getting these babies charged up so I can be, listening while we're doing the things. And I'm just super stoked because we know what's going to be coming. There's going to be training, there's going to be tips, nuggets, new product releases. And when you guys get to hear that firsthand and transfer that excitement, that is so much fun. And just really going after those free customer accounts right now as well. Just like Stacy was saying, using those stories, just, you know, getting that list together. Hey, we've got some exciting things coming. I don't know what they are yet, but do you want to be on my VIP list to be first to know when I get to find out Saturday? Start asking those questions. Start asking, you know, who wants to know what's going to be released, who, you know, who's interested in getting that list going, and set yourself up for success now. And it's exactly why we're here on Sunday. I'll let Stacy talk a little bit about setting yourself up for the weekend, kind of encompassing all of that.
Yeah, I just wanted to like touch back on the, you know, reaching out to people now. I'm reaching out to any of my, you know, inactive promoters and even my customers that have never ordered, and I'm using a voice message. People are going to feed off your excitement. So I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, we're having like a virtual conference this weekend. They've never done this before. We don't have to pay for airfare, all these things. Did you get the email? Are you, you know, if they're inactive, are you even interested in this? They're probably going to launch some really big bonuses. I don't know if your family could use that money right now. There's probably going to come out with a new product. Let me know if you're interested in any or all of that, and I'll make sure that I put you on my list to follow up with. And then, yeah, as far as setting up for the week, like I was in my office today, I feel really good when things are organized and things are clean. I have to do this every Sunday. If I don't, my whole week, all of a sudden it's like Thursday and I'm like, I didn't do anything. So I have to set up my week. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. It's kind of far away, but the board in the middle with the kind of wood frame around it, that's like everything I have going on for the week. It's my own personal schedule. It's, you know, Zooms that I want to get on. It's any Zooms that I think I might want to get on. Like, I'm going to be honest, I don't get on every single one, because if I get into a constant cycle of learn, I'm not doing. And I should be learn, do, not just learn. Anyway, so I have to set my schedule up for the week. I like to see where my numbers are. You know, Sunday night, it's the last day of the pay period, and set my intention for the week. How many people, you know, do I want to help this week? How many minis do I want to get out this week? I packaged up 10 today. I'm sending out these dang 10 minis, and once they're packaged up, they just kind of go out the door. It's real crazy when you send that message to the universe. All of a sudden, those minis start flying out the door. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited about the conference for this weekend. And you guys know I'm a single mom. There's no childcare. I wouldn't even know where I would send him, but I'm not going to. So basically what I'm going to do to set myself up is make sure that he's got his snacks out. I'm going to buy him some new toys, so he's got stuff to keep him preoccupied. Obviously, I'm not going to leave him 100% alone for 5 hours, but if he's pretty well distracted, then I'll be able to, you know, be present for a good portion of it. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, like just different things that go on through the week. And maybe you can tap into this too, Kendra, but if you kind of set a schedule for yourself where you're like, every single day you're going to post something to do with the product or the business, it can have a theme to it, like Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday. That helps me to actually find more ideas of things to post. But something I've been talking a lot about lately is Tuesday paychecks, because what you focus on is what you're going to bring more of in your business. So if you get a paycheck on Tuesday and it's like $20, then share about how you're going to be able to use your paycheck this week to buy toilet paper and some juice boxes or whatever it is. I feel like that's super duper important, because so many people are struggling right now, and there is a way to share it where it's not, you know, super braggalicious, but, you know, you're saying it from a way of just saying like, I'm super thankful for this, because if I didn't have this, you know, we might have to pull money from someplace else to be able to, you know, buy this toilet paper and this pack of hamburger or whatever it is. And people are going to tell you this, and you never believe it until you get past the point. but people care about an extra 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 a week. They cannot wrap their head around, you know, if someone's saying like, oh, I made $1,000 this week, they can relate with that. They don't get that. And so don't feel like if you have a smaller paycheck, it's not worth sharing, because it's those little amounts of money that can be really, really helpful to some people right now. And I don't know if you want to touch on that too, Kendra.
No, I think you pretty well hit it. And I think, you know, especially if you're getting started or you're relaunching your business, just getting in that habit routine of taking a lot of pictures. That is one thing that I have been trying to be a lot better at. And things specific, but I've been actually using, so I have my iPhone and I have Galaxy phone. This is my hotspot. This is my unstable internet connection. My froze, I don't know, but it keeps coming across my screen. So we have crazy Wi-Fi at best. I've been using the camera on this because the camera is just fantastic, and just trying to do more pictures, different things when we're out and about with the kids, just so you can use those going forward. You know, if you wanted to share something, maybe it's you, you know, outside fishing with your kids and just being thankful to have the energy to keep up with them, or the mood chill to be able to want to fish with them at the end of the day after being stuck at home with them for a month, you know, like just different things that you can use. And so that's one thing that I've been working on, is taking more pictures, and that seems to be very helpful. For sure. So setting up your week is super, super important. Just like this week, you know, set your intentions. I know we have Miss Jolie that's on. Jolie's a brand new promoter. So everybody say, welcome, Jolie. Thank you. She is an RN. She's a hospice RN. She's a special kind of lady. Yes, she is. This woman has a heart of gold. She's been thriving now for a few months, since back, I believe, in December or January. I think one of those two. And anyway, she finally clicked that upgrade button. I know she's looking for community, but also to help others feel as good as she does, you know. How long you been with us, Jolie?
Probably 5 months.
I think so. Yeah.
Around
April.
there.
Yeah, I think December. Yes.
We're close. Yeah. I love the stuff. I just hope I can make everybody else love it too.
You don't have to make them love it. You just have to share it with them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I apologize for my appearance. I just got done.
Bless your heart. Well, tell us about your Thrive experience. Tell us what was life before, what has changed for you and improved.
I'm sorry, I'm moving away from my noisy dogs because they're playing here. Let me find a light. Here we go. Well, I found that my temperament is so much better. Like, I can tolerate things a little bit easier. Weight loss, not so much lately, but that's because I think everybody in quarantine's been maybe taking a little bit more and everything. But I just really love the product. I've been using the Burn, the Black Label. So I don't know, I really love it. Can you hear me still?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we sure can.
Okay. I'm moving out of the noise from my dog, so I couldn't hear.
No worries whatsoever. Thank you so much for sharing. We
Join
appreciate you. Oh, we are getting.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
It was nice to like everybody else, you feel like you don't need anybody anymore. So.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on. I look forward to seeing your face much, much more often. I love hearing these new Thrive experience stories, you guys. It just goes to show we have so many different walks of life here, and, you know, demographics and age ranges, and I just love that it can, you know, help my 23-year-old daughter, or it can help my 66-year-old mother. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody in between. And I just absolutely love the gift that we have. Health and wellness is not going anywhere. But on that note, getting your week set up, getting people on Thrive, going after those free customer accounts, you know, it's really just that laser focus and figuring out what it is that you're going to do this week. Why is it that you want this? Make sure that you're committed to getting on some, you know, time on Saturday if you can, and not just for the end of the day announcements, but it's all going to be so good. You get the picture of the company and the direction that it's going, and who knows what else they're coming out with, which I'm so excited about. But Stacy, what do you want to wrap this up with, love?
Just a reminder that auto ships will run Friday at midnight. So make sure you follow up with your auto ship customers Friday during the day. If you've got Thrive credits, people are really appreciating me sharing with them this month. Yeah, and I think that's it. If you guys aren't getting on the Kayla Fox Zooms Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're really awesome. And she sends out an email Monday through Friday with action steps to take every day. And they're like amazing. She is actually doing what she is teaching us to do. So that's always a relief. She's not just, you know, talking at us. So if you're not getting her emails and you want them, shoot one of us your email or drop it in the AHA thread in Thrive Life, and we'll make sure you get those emails. Yeah, I think that's it. There is actually, I haven't talked to you about this, Ashley, so if you're not comfortable sharing, you don't have to, but I know Ashley, since we were just talking about mini experiences, did a poll in her stories, and she had said that she did this poll and like a ton of people are interested. And so if you don't mind sharing what you did too, Ashley, I just feel like, you know, hearing from as many people as possible about how like that's working, I think is super helpful. You just have to unmute yourself. Thanks.
Yeah.
put you on the spot a little bit. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, like I've been using stories, but I've kind of been paying attention to the way that I've been doing it and trying to make them more appealing, more informative. And that's what I did with this one. I did, it was a couple slides, and it was, oh, I'm trying to remember. Was it the how did they do it, I think? Yeah. I started with the blank slide, how did they do it? And it was, how did this woman lose 57 pounds and become the healthiest that she's ever been? How did this guy, he was watching his wife in competitions and eating all the comfort food. How did he change his diet and work alongside her? Like all these different transformations, and it was, each one was a completely different story. So it wasn't all like, oh, you know, all of these people looking for energy, all these people looking for weight loss. It was, each one was something completely different. But, and then it was, all of them did all of these things by using these steps.
I love that. So you're creating a slide of telling the story before they see the picture. And I've actually seen some trainings on that where they say that's super important because people will read it and they are less likely to skim past the photos. So that's really smart. I need to start incorporating that. And then you ended with a poll.
Yeah.
Or did people message you?
I did with, well, actually with the pictures though, I made the picture big and then the writing underneath it. Like it was still visible, but the picture was like eye-catching size and then the writing underneath it. So they definitely missed the picture. And then, you know, and then the poll at the end was all of these people were able to do all of these amazing things. So what's keeping you from doing amazing things too? And then my poll was, I want to feel amazing, or I have questions. Those were the two. Because you never do yes or no. You never leave a negative on there.
Yeah, the answer is never no.
Yeah, you don't give them a chance to say no. So I actually got a mini out of that. And it was so funny because she's never, like, I guess she tried some other business. I'd never even heard of it before. And she asked me, hey, is it like this? Because I've done that and I didn't like it. And I said, honestly, I have no idea. But I will tell you, I've been using Thrive for over 2 years now, and I have never been disappointed. It's so incredible. Like, I love it. And she goes, okay, I want a mini. I want to try it. Just like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then I had a couple other people message me, and then one girl I'm still talking to. So, I mean, just, I feel like making it informational or informative, making it eye-catching, and vary it a little bit. Instead of, like I said, keeping it, all this about energy, all this about weight loss, all this, just like switch it up a little bit, since these steps can do all of these incredible things.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know why there's an echo. Are you guys hearing an echo too? Is it just me?
Just briefly,
Okay.
but then it went away.
Okay. I know that we're gonna put a couple of people on the spot, and we did not intend to do this, but ouch, can you stop hitting me? Kendra Kendra had just said that, Kelly, you did a really awesome post about Black Label minis that maybe you had some success with. Would you share with us?
Kelly, you got to unmute yourself, babe. Wait. Okay, wait. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, as we are speaking, I just checked it, and I've got another person interested in a mini. She is also a hospice nurse. I have a lot of nurses. Just today, I did a post because I have been reaching out to a lot of my friends, because I have a lot of friends and family in the medical fields. And so I have, I sent out 4 today, or got 4 ready, focusing on the Black Label, because I have so many of them. I did I got one of those buy one, get ones. And my boyfriend also was a Thriver, so he gets a lot and we share, and which is great. But I did the video last week, and I had probably 6 people contact me. Well, 5, but one is a couple, which it was a man and his wife, and I have not talked to him in 25 years. So he contacted me out of the blue, did not know he was watching my stories, did not know he was looking at my Facebook. He never liked anything that I did, but yet he contacted me and he bought a couple's pack of samples. And then today I got a message from him, and he sent me his picture on his arm, said he was on day 3 and they were loving it. So within the last week, I have probably sent out and will be sending out 8 samples. So hopefully, I'm hoping that they're going to love it as much as I do.
That's so amazing. Okay, I'm excited to watch the Zoom back now, because my child is freaking out on me about Minecraft. I'm so over this game. But that's so awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing. Did I cut you off? Was there anything else you were wanting to say?
No.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Mary, I don't see your video, but I know that you have recently, hold on, I'm gonna mute you up, Kelly. I know that you have recently signed up some new customers, and maybe you could share with us what it is that you're doing or sharing. I don't see her video though, so she may not be.
I'm still on. I muted. I shut my video off.
Had to unmute yourself. Would you mind sharing with us? Because I've seen, in the chats that you've signed up some customers lately, and I see that you're super consistent with being on the, different Zooms and stuff that I'm on. So maybe it's something you've learned, or do you feel like, I don't know, I'll let you just tell your own story.
Well, my husband Chris was talking to somebody, and he put me, basically, it was a customer that he would, somebody he was talking to. And so he just said, well, why don't you just talk to my wife? So here I got put into basically a 3-way chat with somebody he was talking to. And that night I had sold a 5-day mini experience to her. And then she turned around and ordered the 14-day mini experience. Cause I told her, I said, you may feel something on day 1, but I said, it does take up to 10 days. So we do have these options. So she went in, bought the 14-day experience, and then bought the 5-day experience. And then when we had the buy one, get one, I had was talking to her about it. And I said, well, if you know a friend that you'd like to tag team with. So then she tag team a friend. This friend had never tried it. And so she ended up becoming a customer under her. And her and I have been going back and forth, and she said she's loving it after never trying it before. So I'm just staying consistent. I do jump on Kayla's Zooms. I try to jump on a lot of Zooms because I'm still learning, being never in network marketing, never been in anything like this. So I just follow kind of what everybody else is doing. Excuse me. So that's just, it's basically, it does come down to, and you guys will probably hear it a lot, is the consistency, just staying consistent. Don't get hard on yourself if nothing happens. I've done that before. I get hard on myself, but I just let it go after a day. So just stay consistent.
Yeah, you're killing it. And obviously your follow-up too. And I'll just touch on that really quickly. A lot of times we love the free customer accounts, right? Because we know the company is going to continue to drip on our customers and our non-active promoters. But even still, almost 3 years in, sometimes I don't see some of the emails that go to my spam or to my sales folder or whatever, promotions folder, whatever you want to call it. And so, Mary following up with her and saying, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, or maybe they don't even know how it would work. If you find another person, you can double up your order. And so that follow-up is so huge. There's a lot of times that I never did anything with those. And now that's just my goal. Like anytime there's a promotion, I'm going to work it hard and I'm going to make sure I reach out to everybody, especially non-active people, and make sure they're aware, of the promotion, especially if it's like a buy one, get one, things like that, because a lot of times I don't even get the emails. And so if people aren't paying attention, and I love being able to give that extra customer service. And a lot of times people are like, thank you so much. I would have never seen that in my email. I'm not paying attention to the group. I'm working too much. I didn't see it in the chat or whatever. And so they really do appreciate it. Does anybody else want to share anything that they feel like has really been working for them lately? I don't want to leave anyone out that wants to share. Bueller? I'm just kidding. No pressure. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, I think we covered everything that we really wanted to talk about. Unless there's anything that you want to add to this, Kendra, we probably want to keep these Sunday night to just like an hour. It gets kind of like dragging on after that. And just, we're excited to do this and just have our own, team meetings, our own little sense of community, and just give everyone else an opportunity to lead and share. And I think it's going to be really awesome.
Tuesday night, Jerica and I are hosting a live event. And so the event link has been posted in Thrive Life. So just search Jerica's name if you don't see that, but feel free to invite your existing customers, invite your, free customers, your promoters, and just say, hey, we're just having a live event. There's verbiage in there. Jerica covered everything in that post in Thrive Life. So make sure you guys are reaching out to a handful of people, especially if you've recently signed up customers. It's a great way to keep them engaged, keep them excited, remind them why they made that purchase, remind them why they need to continue to put vitamins in their body and put down the donuts. It's hard right now. The struggle is real, believe me. But it's just going to be a lot of fun, and we're just going to it's going to be quick. Jerica's going to cover the customer. I'm going to cover the business. So it'll be good for everybody to be on there. We'll cover everything short and sweet. And of course, we'll have some mini experience giveaways as well. And so if you guys have any questions, let us know. But thank you so much for recording, Stacy, and I'm excited. We'll see you guys before Tuesday, but tomorrow morning, Kayla's Zoom is in the morning at 7 a.m., but you can always catch the YouTube. She posts it right afterwards in the Dream Team as well. So that's all I have. Stace, back to you.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry that I didn't bring up the Tuesday thing. I just want to say that this is such a great thing because, you know, if the ultimate goal, right, is to get people to fall in love with this product and join this business with you so that you can sit together in Jamaica and drink a margarita together, right? And so for them to be able to plug into people that they're going to get to meet in the future, and the energy that Kendra and Jerica have together is awesome. Like if they are on the fence about joining, you know, this business with you, you want to get them on this because they're going to be like, what? Those are the people that you get to do this business with? They're awesome. So I would highly recommend that. I've definitely signed on new customers and promoters from inviting them to events like that. And it just goes back to, again, that third party validation. It's not just coming from you. Like you're awesome, but when, you know, it's like when your mom tells you to do something and you're like, yeah, whatever, mom. And then someone else tells you and you're like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm totally going to do that. It's kind of like that to see other people share, you know, their love for the product and what it's done for them may be different than what it's done for you. And it may be something that your guest connects with. So other than that, I think like, thanks. I feel like we had a really awesome turnout for our very first Sunday Thrive Life meeting. And yeah, I don't know how to do anything with this recording, but I will get it somewhere and share it with everybody. I've never done this before. But yeah, we're here if you guys have any questions, and please drop your ahas in Thrive Life. And if there's anything that you want us to cover going forward or next Sunday. But thanks again, and everyone have a good night.